Joining me is Simon Banks of the lobbying firm Hawker Britton. He's worked in senior positions for 3 federal Labor leaders, and Jason Falinski, the former federal Liberal MP. Jason, is this serious or just a minor bit of sloppiness? Who cares? Border Force, Defence Force, same thing?
Well, Andrew, this campaign is turning into a gaffathon for the Prime Minister. He's, yesterday he tried to tell us that he wouldn't be doing a deal with the Greens, but ended up ruling out that he wouldn't be doing a deal with the Greens. Then today he confused the ADF with the ABF. He confused South China Sea with the Great Australian Bight. He confused Australian freedom of navigation exercises with a foreign warship trying to map our sea cables and our communication cables. This is not good enough from a Prime Minister of a serious government, and it's something that I think all Australians should be seriously worried about.
Simon, your call?
Well, I think it's pretty extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, in 2020, we had a similar Chinese vessel off the Western Australian coast mapping submarine cables there. I don't remember the flapping of gums that we've seen from the coalition today about that. And of course, we all know now why Peter Dutton wants to move to Kirribilli, because just like in 2019, he wants to see a Chinese flotilla. He wants to see it firsthand when they turn up unexpected in Sydney Harbour. I mean, this is a joke, right? The truth is, the thing that keeps Australia safe is our ability to protect ourselves towards our northern border. And one of the biggest changes we've seen over the last 3 years is the development of a new missile capacity, which this government has funded, which Peter Dutton didn't fund when he was Defence Minister. And not only are we putting missiles on the ground to create capability and defence for Australia to our north, we're actually going to be building missiles in Australia so that we've got a sovereign defence capability. These are the types of things that actually matter to Australians' defence. And if Jason wants to complain about activities that took place by the Chinese when they were last in government and call them gaffes, well, I've got to tell you, these guys just clearly don't know what they're talking about.
I think you make a point, but you're missing, I think, some important context. And there's the change in China over the last few years in particular. I find it amazing that defence has got almost no mention in this election, given that China, Jason, has been threatening us and just sent an aircraft carrier and 18 other warships for a joint Army, Navy and Rocket Force exercise off Taiwan to intimidate it, to punish it for talking up independence. China's army, at the same time, in connection, released an astonishing video, you've got to see it, calling Taiwan's president a parasite. Here it is.
A few moments later.
And it's astonishing. That video was actually created by the Chinese government, spread by the Chinese Department of Foreign Affairs. It's not normal behaviour at all, Jason. With this going on in our region, how can we be having an election where defence isn't a central issue?
Andrew, I totally agree with you. I mean, the fact of the matter remains that the Chinese government says the quiet part out loud. Xi Jinping is on the record as having said many times that he wants reunification, including by force, of Taiwan by 2030. And Taiwan is critical not just to Australia, but to the West generally, because it has the most sophisticated chip manufacturer in the world. And if that comes under the control of the Chinese government, everything from electric vehicles through to iPhones will not be possible to make. We also have many of the strategic military colleges in China have said that one of their war plans includes isolating Australia from its support. So not necessarily invading Australia, but making sure that Australia is unable to reach its support and its allies in order to support it. And look, I don't want to go around announcing Labor Party defence policy, but I think it amounts to them giving free sets of binoculars to Virgin Airline pilots and Qantas airline pilots so they can check what foreign warships are in our territorial waters. I mean, Simon, if they want to be serious about defence, now's the time to be serious about it and not make a false equivalency between what Australian warships are doing in Southeast Asia to ensure freedom of navigation versus what a foreign war vessel is doing in our territorial waters, mapping data cables in order to isolate us from the rest of the world.